Hey all, welcome back to all of you. My name is Nikhil and on this platform today we are going to learn about promise in JavaScript. And friend, do you remember that last day when you promised your girlfriend that I will not leave you anymore? And the same thing we are going to implement at here also, and for that I am using JS pin. Some of you might already know about this. If you don't know, then what you have to do, just if you type on the URL just jspin.com, it will take you to this compiler which you can see on the screen. And friends, so before dive into code, let's have a simple example to understand promise. So let's suppose you are promising someone that I will come on after few duration. Then there could be the two possibility, that is either you will come on time or you will not come on time. Means you can be able to resolve the promise or you are not be able to resolve the promise in future. So for that let's create a promise. Yes, because you are promising to someone, that promising is nothing but creation of promise. So let's create a promise. And what is that promise? I will come on time, right? So to create a promise, we have the class called promise, and inside the constructor of this class we have to pass function, right? And this function will take two arguments, resolve and the reject, right? So and these two arguments, resolve and reject are function itself, and that is a callback function, and which has to execute to tell that yes, I solve or I reject, right? So and if you want to use this promise, you have to write like this, com dot then catch, right? So here inside then we have to pass that function which has to execute if our promise will resolve, and inside this catch function we have to pass that function which has to execute if our promise will reject. So and friend, I am considering that you know about this fat arrow functions, right? And this resolve and reject take the responsibility of calling this function. Means if you call resolve, because this is a function which we will execute if we have to resolve our promise, and this reject callback function we will execute if we have to reject our promise. That means if we call this function resolve, then it will execute this function which is inside this then function, and if we call reject function, then this function will execute inside this catch function as an argument, and this function can take a value also as an argument. So here string, right? So based on requirement you can use, but I just want to log into console screen, console.log str, right? As I said earlier, this function will only execute if we call resolve here. So resolve and promise resolve. Alright, so let's execute. Okay, promise resolve, and here string. If our promise will reject, then we have to call this function reject. Okay, so friends, let's make it little bit complex. Alright, because and I assume that you understand this concept, and if you really understand, so please comment in the description below. So, and as per our scenario, someone has to reach on time. So here I am going to create a variable arrive, right? Arrive equal to false, because right now we don't know we will arrive on time or not. And for the delay also, I am going to create a variable to store how long we will take to reach on time, or what is the duration before arriving. So for that I am going to use 10 seconds, because I want to promise that I will come after few minutes or seconds. For that I would like to create some tracker function that is helpful for to track after promising when we are arriving. So let's create, let's use set interval, right? Let, or just const tracker equal to set interval function, and this function will execute after each second. And you know, 1 second equal to 1000 milliseconds, and this tracker function will check if arrive equal to true, right? And here it is suggesting me that instead of using this equal to use strict comparison operator, that is triple equal to. All right, so arrive equal to true means we arrive, but when, and what was that previous type when you promise. So let, I'm going to create a variable decided arrive underscore time, right? And that would be okay, what I'm doing, man. Date dot now, right? Date dot now plus delay. Here is the calculation of what was the previous time plus what is the decided durations you promise for. Alright, so here when I arrive, then what, at what time I arrive. So for that, let current underscore time, current arrive type, you can say arrive underscore time equal to date dot now, right? and here I will check if current arrive time is less than equal to decided arrive time. Means I return time, so resolve here promise resolve, so promise resolve, else promise rejected. But the most important things is this arrive, because unless arrive true it won't execute. So for that, here I am going to execute some function that it will initialize this arrive function, or to update arrive function to true after like few seconds. So set time out, execute this function after because the delay is 10 seconds, so let's give 15 seconds, 15,000. Okay, and after 15 seconds arrive will be true, right? So friend, let's save and execute this, right? Because we are coming after 15 seconds, but our decided delay is 10 seconds, then this function should be executed, means promise rejected, right? Okay, this is reject, sorry. Save and let's run. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Man, wait. Okay, so here promise rejected because we are already 5 seconds late. If we will come after 2 seconds or 5 seconds, then resolve function should be execute. So let's check for this also. Control S, save and run.